Our trip across 21 country tonight takes us to Manchester University. Now, here's some of the video of the old administration building taken over the summer. It's since been torn down.
Now, a maintenance worker, though, made a surprise discovery, a time capsule forgotten in the cornerstone containing relics among the rubble.
Some of my colleagues were over at the building that was going to be raised, and they actually removed it, and then they brought it over here and put it in here. And then it sat here for several days. And then when I was coming down these stairs, I looked down and I noticed something different. I just walked over and I touched it, and I got down. I had a tool. I kind of wedged it in there. Well, it started coming open like this, and it just went like that. All the papers fell out.
Suddenly, surrounded by century-old artifacts, maintenance technician Andy Brown had to call in help to save the contents of a time capsule long forgotten.
I was the first person to see it for about 130 some years, which was pretty neat.
Archivists rushed to preserve the historic documents they found inside the old administration building's cornerstone.
When something like this comes in, I want it to be safe. And I knew that there would be a lot of interest in it. So the first thing I did was try to lay it out, try to brush a little bit of the dirt off of it that had been accumulating through this century.
Newspapers, programs, documents, lists of students and faculty, a window into college life in 1889.
I was so interested to find a faculty list and a student list. And with that takes you down a myriad of routes to try to find out who those people were, their relationship to Manchester, their relationship to Wabash County, and what they did with their lives.
Among the youngest enrolled, Fern Williams, who left her photo for the future.
Looking at census records, we calculate that Fern was about 10 years old at this time. That's a little bit young for being in an education course of study, but people received an education wherever they could find it in those days.
Other items include
1 cent George Washington postage stamp. There's also a program from a Philathronian event, and that is a literary society. A program from another student event that was placed in the time capsule shows that a discussion was held. Anna Armstrong was giving the positive side of the debate, and the title was, "Should Women Vote?" And another young woman was giving the negative side of the debate.
Newspapers offer insight on how President Howe's prohibition political views may have played a role in moving the Roanoke Classical Seminary to become North Manchester College.
Had Mr. Howe pursued a different course politically, yelled lustily for Ben Harrison and free whiskey, voted the Republican ticket, cursed the prohibitionist, and lied on the Democrats, he would have been all right. They would have hugged him so close he never would have got away, and Roanoke would still have her seminary.
With time still changing the institution's landscape, Manchester University's history is still being written 133 years later.
Because it's a pretty good piece of history. It's day one, almost, and I do hope people come back and see it.
What we do have are these lists of students and faculty, some who went on with great acclaim in life, and some who are integral to this community and whose relatives still live here today.
How neat is that? Pretty cool, right?
It is very cool, yeah.
Now get this, the cost of tuition back then, $25 a year.
Sounds like a bargain now.
I think so, yeah.
University officials are hoping to work elements of the old administration building, including that cornerstone, into a new chime tower being built later this year.
Very nice.